late.
Yes.
I'm really bad about it.
Better late than never.
I mean, like, that's true. Anyways, sorry, y'all. We are here. We're just a little bit late.
Yes.
I have to wait for this to catch up. There we go. So I can mute myself. That's good. Awesome.
Yay.
Yeah. I'll probably let people roll in for a few minutes before I have you introduce yourself so that people are here and in attendance.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyways, I haven't even asked you how your day is going. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I went to Dallas this morning, so 45 minutes away to see one of my friends. And I just got back 10 minutes ago. So it was kind of rushed, but I'm here now. I'm good. I'm relaxing.
Yay.
It's fantastic. So yeah, how is everybody in the comments? Let us know. We also want to know what you guys are working on today, which I'm not really sure what I'm working on yet. I know what I need to do. I just don't know if I'm actually going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
What are you doing?
So I was supposed to have a video come out yesterday.
Hmm.
You know how that goes.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh, well, I'll work on it Saturday morning and I'll have it out Saturday around noon. Well, and that did not happen. So I don't know if I need to work on that video and publish it either later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm wanting to post it, or I'll just post it next Wednesday. I don't know. So it's either that or I need to finish my outline for book 1. So.
Okay.
Both things need to get done.
Do you think that you're going to be able to finish editing the video today?
It's okay. So it's a 30-minute long video, and I'm about halfway through.
Good. Okay.
So I'm I could do maybe it takes me forever to edit. So I was I could do 2 or 3 minutes and then of editing the video, and then I can go to my outline. But I also have a live stream later tonight. So I was well, I can work on one and then one on the other.
I mean, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you streaming with later?
Helene Foy and Madeline Monahan.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll be on Maddie's channel.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, London is here. Hey, London. London showed up early. This, at least in my time zone, it says 11:19 is when they made this comment. So thank you for being here.
Yes.
Keenan and Alice are here. Alexis is here. Asked how everybody was doing. Keenan was jamming out to a mega mix.
Ooh.
Going to be working on continuing the full story of Teenage Heroes, aka writing everything in the universe of it. Fun.
Nice.
I am working on the rewrite of my novel Monstralas. I might also switch to brainstorming my nano novel. Fun.
Yes.
How long has everyone been working on their projects, and how long are they? That's an interesting question. I have an answer for mine. Do you know?
So the project that I'm currently working on is Project Wolf Warrior, and it's going to be a trilogy, but this is my nano project / Preptober thing. So let's see. So how long has everyone been working on it? So I started outlining and brainstorming this October 1st. Mm-hmm. And how long is it? I don't know, but it's going to be a trilogy. So.
Do you know roughly how long the books are going to be?
I want each of them to be about 50,000 words. My plan is to finish book 1 for Nano.
Oh, okay.
So at least 50,000 words, but it's going to be YA fantasy. So,
Sure. So it kind of gets out of hand sometimes.
Right. Yeah. To me, less is better.
Yes.
What about you, Sarah?
So I've been working on DE for just over 4 years now. And it's in total, like for the entire series, it's like probably close to 300,000 words.
Oh my.
Yeah, the first book is 106,000, which is what I'm focusing on right now. But like for like the whole thing, it's probably closer to like 275. So that's me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there. I'm like trying to start doing drafts faster just because I don't want every book I ever write to take me 4 years. So we'll see. I don't know. It's just a learning process. I'm just kind of going with it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I get that.
Keenan says Teenage Heroes will be 10 months old in 15 days. Wow, that's so specific. I love it.
Yes.
Currently on draft 2. Draft 1 was 50,000 words. Nice.
Great.
Alice started theirs at the start of July Camp Nano, and it is in draft 2. Nice. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's quick.
Yes.
London. Yeah, I'm just baffled over here. London says, I'm working on my YA novel, My Diary Liars. It's 1 year old. Congratulations. I'm going to do the final draft in NaNoWriMo. That's so cool.
I love that.
Dee is here. Hey, Dee. Alex is here. Hello. What's everybody working on? We've kind of touched on that a little bit. Going to be rewriting some story notes from my notebook. Emily is here. Hello. Everybody's saying hi to us. Hi, guys.
It's so sweet.
Sierra is here. Hi, Sierra. Chloe. Ooh, fun. Yikes.
Right? I'm like, oh.
I don't know what that is.
I hate math. I am terrible at math. So
yeah, I'm not good. I took algebra. I took algebra too, but I'm like, what is linear algebra supposed to be?
I don't know.
What? Like, is that all graphing and stuff?
Maybe. Like when I think of linear, I think of like a line and like points on like a line.
Yeah. But can they make a whole class about that?
I guess so.
I mean, like, apparently, but yeah. Okay. Anyways, sounds like so much fun, Alex. So much fun. London left a lovely little reminder for everybody to like the live stream. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Keenan says, as you may have noticed, I changed my picture. I did notice. It's my senior picture I took. I'm a senior right now. Very cool.
Awesome.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cute dog, Alexis.
Yes.
Working on a new work in progress based on a dream I recently had. That's cool.
Yes. Those are the best kind.
I feel like, have you ever had one that you like turned into a story?
Yes. So Project Brina, that was the one that I was working on first, like at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. I got that one from a dream and I had been thinking about it. It was like at the end of 2019, I had the dream and I was like, this is like really cool. And so like, I've been thinking about it for like 3 months and I was like, okay, obviously I'm still thinking about this. So let's write down the ideas and see where it goes. So
That's cool.
Yes, I totally get it, Alexis. I get a lot of my ideas from dreams.
I feel like I always wake up and I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea for a story. And then I start thinking about my dream and what actually happened in the dream. And I'm like, none of that makes sense.
Oh, but I will say, because I remember when we had our conversation on the last stream that we had, and we were talking about the Aqua Notes. I did buy them. Yes. I haven't put them up yet, but I did buy them because so I share the shower with someone else that lives here. And I'm like, I need to have a conversation with this person before I put them up. So they don't just like leave messages and they're like, hey, what's up? Because like, no, this is for writing.
The pencil that it comes with does have an eraser and the eraser works pretty well on it. So like you can reuse sheets if you so choose. So just so it's out there. If they leave you notes on it, you can erase them basically.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. But I had to tell you
I'm
that
so happy.
I'm super excited. I can't wait to use it.
I'm so happy. I was telling Brooke about them the other day, and I think she ordered some too. So I'm like so here for this. Like, yes.
I love it.
Emily says, I think I just unstuck a portion of my novel. Fun, exciting. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Hey, Sage. Yay. Thank you.
Oh,
Grace says there's so many live streams going on this morning. LOL, I'm jumping back and forth, but I'm working on my chapter outline summaries. Very cool. Well, thank you for hopping on this one.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Same.
Sierra says I started mine a year ago and put it down, but now I'm picking it up again for Nano. Very cool.
Nice.
Made a date mix-up. Teenage Heroes will be 10 months old in 13 days instead of 15 days, which is what the earlier one said. I started it when I turned 17, so he'll be a year old when I turn 18 on my birthday. Very cool.
Yeah.
Huh. It's basically just matrices. I was very disappointed that it'd just be lines too. Yeah. Matrices are words.
I know. I'm like trying to remember what that was, but it's been so long. I don't know.
I just remember it was like the brackets with like the zeros and ones and stuff in it. It might have been other numbers than that, but I think my examples were all like zeros and ones.
That's too much for my brain.
Yes, very much so.
Oh my goodness.
Yaza is here. Hey, Yaza. Love the duck.
Yes.
Duck is great. Thanks for joining us, Duck. Better Days Are Here is here and says, hello, everyone. Hey, how you doing? Well, okay, so I'll read this one in just a second. While we are almost caught up in the chat, if y'all want to comment in the chat, I don't like saying the same word multiple times in a sentence, but it was like avoidable there. Anyways, if you guys want to let us know in the chat how long you want to do for our first sprint, we will get to that momentarily.
Definitely.
Keenan asked, how have you managed to stick to one book for 3 years? And I want to write Teenage Heroes split POV, aka it'll be different points of view in third person and vice on split POV. Autumn, do you write from one perspective or multiple?
So I personally like first point of view or first person point of view because I like to know how the character is actually feeling. And I don't think that I can write third person very well, just because I like to hear from that person's perspective. But Project Brina, I think I'm going to have to change it. But I have it told by two different perspectives, one from the female character and then one from the male character. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest problem is keeping like their voices different. And that's the problem that I have. Like, so if you can't master, like, this is clearly this person talking versus this is clearly the other person, then maybe figure out who exactly is like the best to tell the story and then run with that. Because that's my problem with Project Brina is I'm like, I absolutely love the female character. But I want some things told from the male's perspective, but it's not getting across the way I like it to. So
sure.
That'll probably change.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately. 50,000 words later.
Sometimes that's just how it happens.
Right. And we live and learn. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
No one will ever see that garbage. So.
Yep. And we are so grateful that people don't read our first drafts.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It would be a nightmare, like an actual nightmare.
Oh my gosh. But what about you, Sarah? I'm sure you have much better advice than the crap I just spewed out of my mouth.
So about his first question, I have stuck to this book for 4 years because I started it in college, and so I could only write it in like spurts throughout the year and stuff.
Yeah.
Like mostly over like summers and like winter break and holidays pretty much. But like, so there was enough time off from it essentially that all of the time I spent away from it like made me want to get back into it when I had the time to.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I needed to, I would take breaks on work on like other projects. Like this one sitting in my desk that needs to be like majorly rewritten is the book that I wrote in high school. And
Oh boy.
like after starting to write, yeah, no, it's a monster. It's like 130,000 words. And it's like, it needs like a major overhaul. Like I need to completely rewrite it, like from like concept up. Like it's bad. So it's just gonna sit here until I want to deal with that.
Oh my gosh. I feel that though. I've never
Yeah.
written that much, but
Yeah.
you can do it. You have the strength to do it.
I will, but I'm gonna rewrite DE first because it's like a less major rewrite. And so if I have then after I complete that, I'll have the confidence to go back to this other one. But basically I would take breaks from DE when I needed to and like either attempt to edit that monster or like work on one of my side projects. And so like, I don't know, but this is the one that I felt was like the most fully formed in my head. And so it made the most sense to keep working on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then about third person, I don't know if I have good advice on this because my characters are in different places while the story's happening. And so they like only overlap a couple of times. And so if all three of your characters are in, or if your characters multiple are in the same place, I don't know how to suggest anything with that. Because I have not done that yet. So yeah, that's my comment. So I'm like, I don't really know.
Right. I know. I'm like, I usually don't advise people. I just kind of wing it over here.
Yeah, I'm like, I can tell you what I did, but like, I don't know if I can give advice on the topic because, yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. We got to vote for 15, 17, 17, 15, 20, 21. I want this year to be over and I want to be 18. That's awesome. I've like had this whole like thought, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, who's like, everything's going to get better when it becomes 2021. But the thing that's, happening in the world right now is not going to leave. And so I don't think it's actually going to get better in the way that everybody wants it to get better, which just like sucks.
Right.
I had this like full realization yesterday, and that's why I'm talking about it. So I'm like, oh, cool. Fun.
I feel that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know.
Like, I hope it will, but it's probably going to be like a couple months into 2021.
I think so. I think it'll be kind of a full year of everything that has happened from like when it started.
Yes.
To like when it'll end.
Yeah, I feel like March is, I know it started earlier than that in other parts of the world, but like March is when it hit the US. I feel like, yeah, like that seems like a good like bracket of time. Like,
yeah,
I'll go with it. I like
that. At least by next summer. Can I please have a nice summer?
Oh yeah, totally. I just want to go travel again.
Yes, I miss it so much.
Me too. I want to go see people. Keenan says, I want to have the 8 heroes go on solo quests, and I want it to be like mini stories in their own documents. What will it look like when they're all together? Okay. That is a great question. 8 is a lot. I feel like that's a little bit outside of my grasp. But I wish you good luck.
Yes.
Like, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Like, I'm sure you'll get there, but it's gonna, probably be a learning curve.
Definitely.
Do you have any advice for someone who hasn't written for years but has an idea and so badly wants to write but doesn't know where to start? Someone meaning me.
Asking for a friend, but that friend is me.
Right, exactly. Well, Great question. I would say be nice to yourself about it. I think that's the most crucial part is like, I don't know how much you used to write when you used to write. Like, I don't know, like what your word count and stuff was, but like, don't expect that it's going to be that same rate again, because it's kind of a painful process getting back into it. Not painful. It's just like, it takes time because you're not used to it. Does that make sense?
It does. And because you're not used to it, but then you're
Mhm.
also trying to figure out how you want to get what's here on paper.
It's the worst part.
Right. So what I did, Meg, because I have only recently started to kick back up writing. So I used to write a lot when I was like I say a child, but like younger until I was about 13, 14, maybe 15. And then life happened. High school finished. I got into college and everything like with my personal life and with school was so demanding. I couldn't write. But now that I was in a place in my life where I could write, and I had the dream, which is now my project Brina, that at the end of 2019, and I was thinking about that idea for 3-4 months, and I was like, I want to do this, but I don't know how. So I watched a whole bunch of videos, and the best advice that all the videos that I watched was just write down the ideas, like bullet point it, just get a blank document, which that's intimidating in itself because you're like, I have to fill this with words. But I know where you feel where you're like, you want to write, but you don't know where to start.
Mhm.
I say just pick a place to start
Mhm.
because you can always fix it later. And it's your work and you're going to grow with it.
I'm going to piggyback off of that and say don't start at the beginning.
Yes.
Because like I've noticed that with my own writing is that I never know where to like actually start it, and that's like held me up. And so when I start writing just like a dialogue snippet or like some world building or something, then it kind of seems to come together more and better, at least for me personally. So I really liked what Autumn said about like bullet pointing just your ideas, like make a notes list and just like kind of like fill it with the stuff that you want to be in it, because that'll at least give you like a good concept instead of the blank page feeling really overwhelming.
Right.
I think that was a great answer, Autumn.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I truly mean it.
Yeah, it was like that was impressive. I
Thanks.
said this will help, but for a fantasy story, I started by writing out ideas and scenes in my head, then I kind of put it together. Totally. Meg, you have a fan. I love your channel. Hello, girl. That's awesome. Brooke is here. Hey, Brooke.
I love Brooke.
She's the best.
She is. Oh my goodness.
London says, Autumn, IDK, if you already got asked this, but what are you working on?
So I'm working on my trilogy, which is called Project Wolf Warrior. And my idea for October is to prep the entire trilogy. But then for November, I actually want to write all of book 1. So Project Wolf Warrior is, yes, I know, it's crazy. I can't even. But Project Wolf Warrior is, okay, I got the idea from my chair because it's Wolf Warrior.
That's so fun.
I was like, it's gonna be a bestseller just because.
That's so fun.
But so it's kind of a mixture. I'll just give like 4 kind of ideas that we all are pretty familiar with. Mm-hmm. So just think of like Robin Hood, King Arthur, The Lion King, and Snow White. It's kind of all of them blended together, but there's a twist to it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Ooh.
Yes.
Very cool.
I'm loving it.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I feel like this was probably a good time for you to introduce yourself as well, if you want to do that. I almost forgot. So
30 minutes in, why not?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Better late than ever, right?
I mean, it's cool.
So I am Autumn Ashleigh. I am a aspiring writer, currently writing YA fantasy. Like I just said, I'm currently working on my trilogy, which is Project Wolf Warrior, but I do have 50,000 words of my draft 0 of Project Brina, which is also a YA fantasy, which is about a young princess that has to team up with her enemy to take down a cult that is threatening her kingdom and her father. So that's Project Brina, but that's not Project Wolf Warrior. So I have set Project Brina aside for a month or two to kind of let her calm down because we were getting really into it. So we had to pull back. But then I'm hoping in December to finish Project Brina. And then at the end of November, finish Project Wolf Warrior Book 1. Draft 0.
Awesome.
But again, they're not 300,000 words like Sarah's. So they'll be 50 to 60,000.
Okay, well, mine got out of hand. And as always, when I stream with people, Autumn's channel channel link will be in the description box below for you to check out after this because I highly recommend it. She does live streams like all the time. So if you're looking for somebody who does consistent live streams, Autumn's your girl.
Every Tuesday.
It seems like way more often than that. Is it seriously only every Tuesday?
So every Tuesday I do my self-hosted where I flip between doing a morning and an evening.
Okay.
And then on Mondays, every other Monday, I usually do a live stream with Helene. And then every other Friday, I usually do one with Bree. And then now I've been kind of dipping into the weekends because my friend circle has expanded. But I'm so happy about.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to run through these really quick. We're almost caught up, and then we will start our first sprint.
We always have so much fun.
I know. It's like, we might get stuff done today. We might not. We will. We will. It's just, we might need to do like a little bit longer sprints, like later to like make up for the talking time, like to balance each other out kind of. We'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. I love longer sprints, so I'm fine with anything.
Cool. And like one of the things that I'm going to do today, probably during this, is like clean the room that I'm in. You obviously can't see the mess, but like there's stuff like on either side of my desk that just needs to like get picked up and put away. So that's probably, it's going to take me a second. So that's one of the things I'll be doing today.
Love
in
it.
addition to like fixing plot holes and stuff before I start draft 3. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, just, fun stuff. So a lot of brainstorming, a lot of Pinteresting is going to happen.
For sure.
Good stuff. Yeah, okay. And after the solo quests, I plan to have a big group quest. Well, it sounds really cool. I just have no idea how to make that happen.
Right.
Yes. Getting words on paper can be so hard. It absolutely can.
Yes.
A trick I do when struggling to get the words done is just draw the idea. Huh.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Mine would be stick figures.
Same. And a bunch of like arrows and stuff, but like totally.
Be like, oh, that's a nice cat you drew. That was supposed to be a horse.
Like, I'm sorry, that was a dragon, but okay.
You don't see the flames coming out of its mouth? Thought it was eating a biscuit.
Oh my gosh. Caitlin has joined us. Hey, Caitlin, thank you for being here. Meg says that's super helpful. I can't read today either. Should I try to outline or just write? I think I'm going to start writing some of the clear scenes in my head just to get something down and then get more structured. Awesome. And it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
I wrote in journals as a young child, then moved to fanfic and then original novels. It took 10 years to get my own ideas out, so writing has never been smooth sailing. That's too real.
Yes.
Hudson says, hello, friends. Hey, Hudson.
Hey, sweet girl.
Drawing is a great aid to thinking. I totally agree.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes. Love it.
Okay. Sorry, totally cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. You're good.
Okay. Okay, so there was a couple 15 minutes, like a 17-17 and a 20-21. Do you have any preference?
So I know that we said we wanted to maybe do longer sprints.
Okay.
So if we wanted to do like the 20-21,
Okay.
awesome.
Are you okay with like times that don't end in 0?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But I know you don't like you like things to be even.
Okay, but like 20-21 is close. It's like just above 20. So it's like it almost works. So like I'm cool with that. But, like the worst ones are like 24-12 or something where it's like not 25.
Yes. Yes.
Those bug me. But like 20-21 is good. We can do 20-21.
I'm down with that.
Awesome.
It was so funny. One time I had asked Helene, I was like, oh, pick a number. And I gave her like, it was like 24-42 or 24-24, something like that. And she was like, let's do 24-16 because I know that's going to bother you. And I was like, that's just mean.
That's funny.
But we did it. But it was still like, you stinker.
That is so funny. Hang on, do you use this timer when you do your streams? I can't remember which timer you use.
I use a website. I think it's called 0123 Timer. I
Okay.
have to save the page because every time I would type in timer, I would get different ones every time.
I'm just asking because like this font almost looks different than in past ones when I've used this timer. So I'm just curious.
I wonder if they like updated it.
I'm
Font.
wondering because like that looks different, but I might also just be going insane. So it's fun. With that, we're going to start our first sprint. It's going to be 20 minutes and 21 seconds, and we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everybody. That is time.
Yay.
How did everyone do?
Well, I didn't work on either of the two things that I said I was going to work on.
Same. I chose to eat.
Well, what are you eating, may I ask?
Avocado toast and scrambled tofu.
Ooh.
I think it's really good. So
It sounds really good. I love tofu.
mm-hmm.
Well, and avocado. Actually, everything you just listed I really like. So
I mean, I think it's delicious. I'm just, once again eating on screen. It's like, okay, cool. What did you end up doing if you didn't do either of the things you talked about?
So I responded to a couple of messages between Helene, Maddie, and I. And then I worked on that thing that we're all doing. I haven't like officially announced it yet.
That thing.
That thing.
Yep.
In November.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished making that, and I'm gonna let it sit because I finished it, and it's really, to me, it's really pretty. So I'm gonna wait, and then I think I'm gonna send it to everybody who's involved, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome.
But I think in this next sprint, I will work on book one because that does need to happen.
Fair. How is 90 Days of Autumn going?
It's not going as expected.
Not. Never does.
It never does, right? Because of work, and I've had to emergency like go into work and like help because other people have gotten sick and they can't go to work. So yeah, so I've had to like pick up a lot of shifts. And of course, those are the days that I scheduled my writing challenges on those days. But I've done some stuff off camera just because I didn't have time to record it, and I knew that I was going to have time to edit the video. So I was like, you know what, for an hour, I'm just going to write and see how much I can do in an hour. And this was when I was doing Project Brina, and I got like 700 and something words, but I just did like an hour straight, and I was like, nothing else. I didn't film it or anything because I didn't have time, but I still wanted to see how much I could get in an hour. But so I did the 10K, which we all did together. And then I've done that. How many words can I get in an hour? But that was never a video.
You can always like do it again.
Right.
At some point and be like, I did this, didn't film it. Here's how many I got. Let's see how many I get this time.
Right. So I'm definitely going to do it again next year, but I'm going to plan it a little differently than I did this year. But I do still have the one reading challenge I want to do. And instead of doing my beta reads in that challenge, and this is going to be scheduled for, I think, the second week in December, because I was like, I'll give myself plenty of time, finish Nano, so then I can read. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to try to read and watch The Hobbit in a weekend. So
there's 3 movies and 1 book, right?
Yes.
Okay. For a second, I automatically assumed like Lord of the Rings, and so I thought it was 3 books and all the movies, and I was like, that just like gave me flashbacks of, I think it was like first year of college. One of my friends found out that I had never watched Lord of the Rings before, and made me sit down and showed me the director's extended cut.
Oh yeah, so that's the only one.
I mean, like, sure, but each one is like 4-ish hours, and so it's like, it was just a lot. I think it would have been fun to like watch the one that everybody sees, and then like go back and like get all the extra like hour and a half stuff more like worth of content. I'm just like, that was a lot. So that is, sorry to like tangent that, but that is like immediately what my brain jumped to was like, having to sit there for 4 hours and watch this movie.
Yeah,
that's cool though. That's so cool.
So that one I at least want to do in film. If I don't film any of the other ones, I still want to talk about the things that I did at the end of the 90 Days of Autumn.
Oh, for sure.
Because I mean, I'll just be like, this is what I did. Didn't film it because life happened.
Oh my gosh, totally.
So That was what
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so going back to the Lord of the Rings thing. So every now and again, because my brother loves the Lord of the Rings, and every now and again he'll just be like, I want to watch the Lord of the Rings. But we can only ever watch like the extended versions.
Okay.
But we usually watch like 2.5 hours and then do like an intermission because I'm like, I've got to get up and stretch my legs because I can't sit for 4.5 hours.
That is wise.
So usually intermissions, go outside, get some air, and then eat something. And then we find our way back to the couch in 20 minutes. And we're like, okay, second half.
That seems like the good way to do it.
That's how it works for us. But we're able to like watch the whole thing. Like we will sit and that's all we'll do. But we will get up and move around and eat every couple of hours.
That seems good. Like I like how there's like an agreement almost going into it that like, all right, like this is the layout, this is how we're gonna go the entire time, like
yes.
to get this done.
Oh yeah, no funny business.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Either right before or during that last sprint, Gio joined us. Hey Gio.
Hey Gio.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Alex sees a difference as well.
Okay.
Gail was able to hop on for a moment. I don't know if she's still here or not, but hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We already kind of talked about that, but I want other people to tell us what they're working on today in the comments if you have not already. Viv says, hey, everyone, sorry for coming in late. Never late to a live stream. You are good. She also said, I slept in for the first time in a week. Nice. And was making myself some breakfast.
Awesome.
Solid plan.
Yes.
We said hi to Gail. I am. Yep. So I'm eating tofu and stuff. I'm sure. Okay. I didn't like tofu for like the first like 2 years of being vegan or like prior to being vegan, but it's like, then I've like suddenly had it made well. And I was like, yes, this is good. And now I can't get enough of it.
That's the problem with people is like they hear tofu and they're like, oh, gross. But it's like you haven't had it made right. If you have it made correctly, there's no going back.
Oh, it's delicious. I was in Utah. We're just going to take a tangent on that really quick. I was in Utah last month, like early September or something, and went to a restaurant that made tofu in like the same preparation as like coconut fried shrimp.
Okay.
So have you ever had that?
I can't eat shrimp because I'm actually allergic to shellfish, but I know, yes. I know what you're saying because my
Sure. So it was like the crunchy, like fried coconut, like outside, and like it had like almost the same texture as like, I mean, it didn't, but like it was pretty close and like it was delicious. And I was like, yes, this is how tofu is supposed to be made.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just has to be done well.
It does. And it like to me personally, it's like an art, like to get it made perfectly. But it's like there's so much you can do with tofu. You just you just have to work with it because it'll work with you.
And like it seems very forgiving. You just have to give it like a lot of flavor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you don't like it, you're like, oh, just there's a lot of soy sauce on. Okay, I'm good. That's right. That's my solution.
Nice. Alice says, no words for me, made lunch instead. Fantastic. We love that. And that's a mood. Yes, it is. Wrote down what I needed to figure out. I have 20 things to figure out. Hey, but now you have a list. That'll help you get started.
That's right.
Yaza said not to be the coolest person here, but I spent the sprint organizing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's so funny.
I love that. Yaza's the best. Like,
yes.
I love it.
Yes. That's so funny. I like love that. I totally agree. I don't like foods that are trying to be other foods, and I just like it when it's like just works out that way. It's
Yeah.
nice.
I've recently started making a lot of, I'm not vegan, but I love vegan foods
Mhm.
just because it's like they're so flavorful, and everything in like a vegan's diet I eat because I love vegetables. I love all different kinds of things, and I'm like, oh wow, like,
Yeah.
I would have never have thought to combine those two. And it's just like the spices and like, I don't know. I love the meals, but I also love Chick-fil-A. So
It's all about balance, right?
exactly. And I'm like, I love these meals. And it's so funny because I made like a Mediterranean chickpea salad like a week ago,
Yeah.
and it was really good. It had cucumbers, obviously chickpeas. What else did it have? Onions, tomatoes, all this stuff in it. And it was really good. But I didn't tell anybody that it was vegan because I'm like, Lord forbid you say that word. Some people get so bent out.
I know, and it's just like you were gonna like it until you heard that like V word, and it's like okay.
Yes. So I fed everybody the bowl, and I was like, just tell me
Uh-huh.
what you think of it. And my significant other was like, I loved that. Are you going to make that again? What was that? I was like, yeah, that was a vegan dish. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
They said, well, it was good and I still want it. And I'm like, yeah, You wouldn't know. If I had told you that this was a vegan dish, you would not have tried it.
Yep.
It's
How
the,
it goes.
it's the craziest thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it's wild. That's awesome.
yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent too, but
No, you're good. I was expecting that to happen a couple times.
oh yeah.
Nina says, I was able to do some info dumping. I have so many ideas that need to be put together. Hey, that's awesome, though.
Love it.
Also, I'm not sure, either you changed your picture or I haven't seen you around here yet, but if you are new, thank you so much for joining us. I try to say hi to new people when I see them, but
definitely.
Dee says, rereading the story notes inside my writing notebook and wondering why I spend months making notes when most of these planes went out the window once the draft began. That's too real.
Writer problem.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I feel that, Dee. I understand.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Grace says, I'm outlining chapter 15, but I also started the first Harry Potter movie. I haven't watched them in a while. Fun! I
like that.
Just seems nice.
A nice Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Like that seems like very like chill, like in recovery kind of a thing.
Yes.
JC says, hello everyone. Hey. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing well.
Doing well as well.
Cool. So we're good.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling pretty good today. As I cough, that's good.
You were feeling good.
I was, and then, still am. We're good. Oh, Stephanie says hang on, it jumped. I'm reading this in the chat, not on the screen. I'm super nervous for this nano because I'm pregnant with my first baby during it. First of all, congratulations.
Yes. I love it.
That's so exciting.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet? Can we ask? If you don't want to tell, I completely understand, but this is amazing news.
That's so cool.
I love it.
Oh,
life is so beautiful.
Cool. Oh, happy for you. Even if you can't accomplish everything that you wanted to accomplish, or if you're nervous about it, you're going to do great. Progress is progress.
That's right.
JC says, I made the video. Ooh, is it up? Because if it's up, I'll check it out.
Nice.
If not, I'll check it out later, but I want to know if it's up now. Got halfway through one problem. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. It took me a second to remember what word I'm talking about.
Hudson and I
Absolutely.
had this conversation. I think on Tuesday, her and I, we were talking about, like, can't say that word because you eat nothing but cardboard.
Yeah,
That's what people think.
I know. It's also, I used to be gluten-free. And it's like the same thing with gluten-free is like, if it's done well, it's done really well. But as soon as somebody like hears the word gluten-free, they're scared and they don't want to touch it. And it's like, but it's so good.
Yes. Just try it.
I know. Oh, man. Sierra says being vegan in Pennsylvania is like being the odd man out. The only topic people it's the only topic people talk about it around you. That's hard.
That is hard.
I'm sorry. I hope, oh man. Other people are just a lot sometimes.
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is actually the first live stream that Nina has ever attended. Oh, I feel so special.
That's awesome. Well, welcome.
Thank you, Nina. That's awesome.
I love it.
Gio said that he created the prophecy for my supernatural fantasy project called, I'm sorry, cannot read, for the supernatural fantasy called Project Aries. I'm assuming that's Aries.
I would assume so too.
Okay.
That was what I was thinking.
Okay, cool. I'll go with it then.
Yeah, I second that.
Good, thanks. Now I'm trying to figure out what race / ethnicity to make my lead characters, which is hard. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie says, I don't know yet. I'm 10 weeks tomorrow. Oh, that's so cool. Yay. Oh, and she's also vegan and gluten-free.
Stephanie understands.
She gets it.
Yes.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yes.
That's hard to do. Like vegan and gluten-free I overlapped for a year. That's hard.
Wow.
Okay. Stephanie, can I ask if that was like a previous to pregnancy thing or if that's now because you're pregnant? Does that make sense? Like sometimes people like do stuff like that when they find out. I was just curious.
Yeah. That's a great question.
Oh, thank you. I will make sure that I check that out.
Definitely.
That's so cool. Thank you, JC. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Love it.
Hudson says okay, we have like 2 more comments and then it looks like we're caught up. If you guys want to comment more times for our second sprint and then we can get started on that here shortly. Hudson says, in my opinion, vegan and gluten-free and other special diets have more seasoning. Yeah. They the normal diet just uses salt and oil, pretty much.
Yes, and a little bit of pepper.
Sometimes.
Yes, but I get that because like I've made a couple of dishes that are vegan, but you can't say that word around some people. And they're like, oh my gosh, the flavors. And I'm like, yeah, vegan.
Yeah, it's because it like actually, crazy.
Yes.
That's so funny. Hudson, you were spot on.
Yes.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Pronounce like Lake Erie.
Erie.
So is it as silent or is it Erie's? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I approaching this correctly?
Is the S silent or not?
That's funny. Stephanie says, yeah, I've been vegan for a year and gluten-free. Sorry, swallowing. Can't eat and talk, apparently. For about 5 months. I have PCOS and Hashimoto's disease, so that's partially why I made diet changes. Well, I'm proud of you, even though I don't really know you. I'm proud of you for taking charge of your health. That's awesome.
Health is over everything else.
Absolutely. So good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hudson suggests 25, 20, 25, 52, 25, 28, 98. So we got a lot of like 25s. Should we do that?
Yes. Yes, I like that one.
Awesome. Wait, do you want to do 25, 52 or 25?
Well, I'm actually fine with either. But I had said, ooh, that one went over Alice's, but I'm totally fine with either one.
Okay, maybe we should do the 25, 52. That's kind of fun.
Let's do it.
That'll like give me a second to like settle in before we hit 25, you know?
Yeah.
We really work in the system over here.
It'll give me 52 seconds to pull up my document and all that fun stuff.
Yes. Or at least like try to remember where I'm at, kind of a thing.
Yes. That's usually how I spend like the first minute.
Oh, totally fair. Which is why I'm like, yeah. Anyways, okay.
Sarah.
I like don't think in a straight line, and so it's hard because my like brain thinks faster than like my words can actually like come out. And so like I'm like way over here by the time where I'm like still saying this, and I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense anymore because like I'm already over here. So it's fine.
I get it. I do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's at least I can follow along, which is like most of what matters. So
Right. Exactly.
Gio said, and what's hard about their race is that I know all three sisters have brown eyes and dark brown hair, but that could literally make them African American, Caucasian, Asian, Indian, or Hispanic. I guess it probably depends on all kinds of things, actually. Good luck, basically.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what I was going to say to that. Okay, Stephanie said the key to vegan cooking is coriander. Coriander is so freaking good. So
Never
good.
had it.
It's like really big in like Indian cuisine.
Okay. Ooh.
It's just like savory in like a way that other things are not. It's just good. It's like very like wholesome and like warming, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm digging it.
JC says, I'll admit I had negative feelings towards tofu until I had a Vietnamese spring roll one day with tofu in it, and it completely changed my mind. Yeah, it just has to be done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson agrees that the key to vegan cooking is coriander. Ooh, hi, Leah. Hey. Always good to see you here. Gio says, no, the S isn't silent. It's Erie. Okay. Lake Erie. It's Eries because the three sisters make up the Eries, but Erie is their species. Oh, that's cool.
I like that.
I do too.
Very creative.
Okay. Sierra says, I'm allergic to dairy and eggs. So when I chose not to eat meat, it was just jumping right into veganism. It was natural and the best decision of my life. Same here, actually. I was already like not eating dairy and eggs, or I wasn't supposed to be. I was still eating like a little bit of dairy, but then I just like stopped eating meat and then I was vegan. So that's awesome.
Yeah, love it.
Coriander is cilantro for you guys. I mean, like I love cilantro. I think coriander is it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mood, Sarah. It always happened to me when I raised my hand in class that my mind is thinking something, but my mouth is like a whole minute behind. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Okay. We are going to do 2552. Let me pull this back up.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just unremoved that. There it is. Unremoved that. I just removed that. That's cool. But like English language is so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we are starting the second sprint of our stream today. It's going to be 25 minutes and 52 seconds long, and we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everybody. That's time.
Yay.
Awesome. Very cool. How'd it go?
Great. Well, the first half, I called my friend back because I was nervous because like I hadn't heard from her in a while, just because life, we're busy, whatever. And then I had a missed call from her, and I was like, that's kind of worrisome. So I called her, and she was like, "Oh, my baby got a hold of my phone and was just like hitting buttons and accidentally called me."
That's cute.
And so I was like, well, how? Because she actually has twins. So I was like, so how are the babies? Plural. She was like, oh, they're good. Well, one of them called you.
That's funny.
So then we chatted. And then I think that was for until about 15 minutes. And then I changed out my washer dryer. And then I sat down and wrote.
Nice. Sounds productive.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
That's good.
What about you?
I am working on consolidating the like plot issues and stuff, but like most of it isn't plot issues. I'm currently trying to figure out like what still needs to be named and like what, yeah, that's mostly what I'm working on. So it went well. It's just, it's just hard to like track this progress because it's all in my head. Like I am trying to write it down and stuff, but it's just not, you can't get all of it on the page. So,
that.
but it went well. Yeah. I was trying to figure out like when this picture fell, because I hung it up last weekend when my parents were in town and they helped me with it. And then it fell when they were here. And then I thought we put it back up again. But then I like turned around and I was like, that's on the floor again. I wonder if that fell. Yeah. So, just interesting things.
It's being a little rebellious.
I think
is it like a heavy portrait?
No. I mean, it's like a painting from Target. Yeah. So it's like not heavy. It's like all of their stuff is really light. And like I hung a 30-pound mirror on one of my walls and that has not fallen. So I don't know why that is just being problematic.
My goodness.
But it is. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It is what it is. Sierra said, I never talk to other vegans, so it's weird that like all these YouTube or author tubers are vegan also. It's so nice to relate to someone for once. Yeah, that's fun. I've actually met like several people through AuthorTube who also are vegan, which is like, I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, but I'm like, considering I don't know any others in my life, it's like weird to be like, oh yeah, like I know like 3 others. And
yeah.
Like, huh.
Yeah. I do think that I've met more author tubers that are vegan than like people I've met like personally, like face to face. If that makes sense.
Same. Yeah. Like I've probably met 3 vegans, but like they're not in my friend group or they're like anything. And so it's weird to have like vegan online friends who also write. Or more like online friends who write that are also vegan, I think is a better way to put it. But yeah, it's just
it is. It's interesting.
It's kind of cool.
The kind of like groups of people, how we all kind of group, we're all interests, I guess, similar. So
yeah, totally. Alexis has joined us, and I think she said a little bit later on that this is her first time seeing this live stream, but welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy to have you here.
Your avatar. That is gorgeous.
That is really pretty. Don't mind me as I get really
I thought you were trying to tell me a secret.
Really no. Stephanie said, so this year I'm a rebel. In 2018, I tried Nano for the first time and only got about 6,000 words in a contemporary LGBT fantasy novel. I was moving and had just gotten married. That's exciting. and want to reattempt it this year. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Stephanie says for Preptober, I'm rewriting what I've already written to make it more cohesive and filling out my outline a bit more since this is going to be a series. Very cool. I'm also going to be doing rewriting in November, which is kind of sad because it's my first nano, like outside of school. So like I want to go for it, but like I know but it's also like not what any of my stories need right now. So I'm like struggling with that. I think I am going to go for the 50,000 just in my rewrites though.
50,000 words is 50,000 words, whether they're new or rewritten.
I mean, yeah, and I'm like improving a bunch of stuff. So it's like a lot of the words are going to be new words. It's not like I'm just going to be copy and pasting. So like,
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I can do that.
I think so.
I think so too.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Autumn. I will. Charlotte has joined us. Hey, Charlotte, welcome. Yaza and Alex needed to head out. Thank you for hosting. This was great. Absolutely. Not sure you're still here, but absolutely. Ooh, Alex is going to get a pedicure. Fun. But they had to leave us, which is it's totally okay. Glad they got to join us.
For sure.
Alexis says, happy to be here. I was going through my page and found you. I like looking at lives and writing, so new subscriber. Thank you. That's awesome. Nina says, how did that go by so fast? That did feel quick. I agree.
It was fast. I mean, I was doing kind of a whole bunch, but yeah, it did go by pretty quick.
That's true. Hudson said, I'm almost done cleaning this room. I think I need one more sprint. Awesome. My eye just twitched. Very cool. Yeah, we will get you that one more sprint so you can finish cleaning your room.
Absolutely.
Alice got 867 words.
That is awesome.
Wild. Stephanie got 360 words of rewriting. Nice.
Awesome.
JC got some reading done while eating lunch and set up to go get ready to shoot some more YouTube videos. Nice.
Love it.
Alexis got 327 words. And Dee says, I wrote a page explaining why the vast majority of this notebook is now useless and how happy I am to ignore everything because I just did not want to do a reread. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Viv says, I started reading / commenting on a story for the workshop I do with my friends. I'm having the first 6 pages of my nano story workshops tomorrow, and I'm excited. That's so fun.
How cool.
That is, yeah.
Awesome.
So cool. I miss being in a writing group. I need to find one.
Sure, it's very, very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I just need to find one that's like outside of school because the only workshops I've done were like as a part of creative writing classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to find. I'll find one eventually, but you know.
Right.
Gio said, I actually just filmed a video inspired by Sarah's all the books I want to write video. Just deciding when I want to post it. Awesome. Very cool. Looking forward to that. Okay. So this like whole video, all the books I want to write was actually inspired by the last live stream that I did with Autumn because we were talking about it. And it like got to and the reason I made it into a video was like I like wanted to write it out, but I also wanted to like talk my way through it almost. And so it was like I just turned on my camera and I was like, all right, let's just like see what happens. And then that was really fun though.
So the video that I'm trying to edit to get posted is actually all the novels I want to write.
Yes.
And I'm like, so what I'm struggling with is like, does it make sense? Like what I'm explaining? Like I didn't want to tell anybody, but now since everyone's talking about it, I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and say this too, because I loved it. And I did mention like us like talking about it in the live stream and then Sarah posted hers. So yeah, but That's my video, and I'm so excited. But I have like 12. There's either 12 or 11 project ideas, which is why the video is so long. But yeah,
Cool. I think
so,
my video ended up being like 14 minutes or something like that.
I think so.
It might have been longer. I don't remember, but basically, yeah. No, that's so cool. I love how that's the video that you're trying to edit. That's so, yes. I love how we both made videos about that.
Yes. We always kind of do like almost similar things kind of around the same time. Some of our videos, because you post a lot more than I do, but I know some of our videos are kind of similar. And I'm like, that's so funny. I love it.
But it's fun. Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right? We inspire each other and we're like, oh, videos.
Totally.
I love it.
And like, especially this one, like it was like a conversation we were having. And it was like, yeah, so totally.
Yes, I know. I was like, this is a great idea because like, because actually I watched your video and I loved it. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. There's a lot of projects to go through. So
That's awesome.
yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This November is going to be Alexis's first nano, which is super exciting.
Awesome. Me too, Alexis.
Have you never done it before?
I've never done nano. And my first camp was July.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy.
That's so exciting, though.
I'm really excited. It's going to be fun.
That's so cool. JC to Geo said, oh, that's great. I'll have to go watch it. I just posted mine yesterday. I love that you guys are doing that.
Yes.
It jumped. I have to figure out where I am.
You're good.
Oh, my workshop is with people from the Creative Writing Club at my university, but they're also really good friends of mine outside of that. That's cool.
I like that.
A creative writing club. Fun. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie says, I have two friends who are writers. One is a playwright and one is a screenwriter, so it's different than working along with other novelists. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
JC says, make it a tag. I like put it, I've just like put it in the comments and stuff. I think that like anybody who wants to film that video can, like, I'm not going to reshoot it to be a tag video.
Mine's a tag.
Is it really?
Yes.
Love that.
I was like, that's great. Yes. Cause I think I said in it, or no. Brooke said, because she commented on yours and was like, you should have made this a tag. I want to do it. So
like 6 people made it, like commented that, like, you should totally make this a tag video. And I was like, I don't want to reshoot it. I liked it as it was. So
yeah. I tagged 3 people and I want to tell, I'll message you in the chat who I tagged because you know them.
I'm curious. Yeah.
But I'll let you know. I just don't want to spoil it.
Oh, no, I get that, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
Awesome. Stephanie says, I haven't had the energy to make videos lately, and technically we haven't announced the pregnancy yet. Okay. We'll keep our mouths shut.
Yeah.
We will on Halloween. That's kind of fun.
I love that.
Oh my God. So you're like, how am I going to make a video and not talk about being pregnant? That's kind of great.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Nina says, it feels good to be talking to other writers. My friends outside of the internet support me, but they don't really get it, you know? So being with other people with the same passion is really great. I so feel that.
I love the AuthorTube community, and I have met so many amazing writers who have also made my writing so much stronger than what it would be if I was just doing this locked in my room all by myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I love it. And we all relate. We all feel each other.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we're here for you, Nina, always.
Yes. I think that's so cool about the internet is that like you can be friends with anyone from anywhere. So it's so much easier to find people who are also interested in what you're interested in.
Yes.
And like, yeah, when I finished draft or rereading the notes that I took on draft 2, I like wanted to hang out with people, but like didn't want to hang out with my like in-person friends because like they don't get it. And so like I wanted to hang out with like my like writing friends and stuff online just because I was like, you guys understand.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I totally get that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's awesome. Like I'm so grateful for it. It's just really funny.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Gio says, I'm debating to post it today in place of yesterday's missed upload or just wait until Monday. No time like the present. Love that. I also have a really fun video coming out that I think I'm going to make into a tag. Hopefully people will do it. Maybe I'll tag you guys. Awesome.
I would love that for sure.
Always interested in new tag videos.
Mm-hmm.
Tag videos are actually like way harder to like make for some reason, in like my personal opinion, but I like doing them, if that makes sense.
I think that's how we met. I think because I had been watching your content and I was like, I really want to get to know Sarah.
You tagged me.
Yes. And, you know, instead of just being like, you know, a normal person and reaching out to you, I was super awkward and I'm like, I'm just going to tag her. And so then I think did I message you on Instagram or something? Be like, hey, I tagged you in this video. And you were like, oh, great. And then you made the video and then we.
I think so. That's so funny.
I think that's how we met. Like we kind of. Well, I know for sure. I guess I can't speak for you, but I know that I had kind of known your content through Brooke because I think I met Brooke first. And then I was like, oh, and then there's Sarah. And I was like, oh, I really like her, but I'm awkward and I'm not good at meeting new people.
That's so funny.
But I think that is how we met.
I think you're right. I mean, way to just go for it. That was awesome.
Just dove in.
Yeah. Just like, all right, now she can't say no.
She can't ignore me.
Oh, it's really funny.
Awkward.
No, it's fantastic. Hudson said, that's like me with my cat. How do I film a video and not put the camera in her face?
Yep.
I mean, Hudson, we're like always down for cat content though.
Yes.
We being me, myself, and I do not speak for anybody else.
I love it. Yes. I'm such an animal person. So put anything up there and I'll watch it with animals.
Yes. Alexis asks what genres we are writing. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Right now I'm working on a YA fantasy, but once I think my writing gets a little stronger, I think I want to try other genres. But I'm not 100% sure which ones. In the video, I do talk about some contemporary and maybe a romance, but I don't write romance. So that's probably going to be my older self, my older writing self. I'll write some type of, romance, but maybe, I don't know. It's going to be an awkward romance. So maybe not.
I mean, like, those are the best anyway.
Right. It comes from the soul.
Yes.
But what about you, Sarah?
Okay, so the current book that I'm writing, DE, is almost in draft 3 of I want to say new adult high fantasy or epic fantasy. I always say high fantasy, and then people are like, oh, like you wrote when you were high? And I was like,
what?
I'm like, have you never heard that term before? Like, it's like a high, like epic fantasy. And then I have to like explain it and like, oh, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, come on.
That's
it's okay. High fantasy. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, it's like okay, like I'm like I know what you mean, but it like I didn't think of being high. I thought of like epic, larger fantasies, like 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 epic fantasy. Like
right.
No, I don't think of smoking.
Yeah, and I'm just like, seriously? And that's happened like multiple times. And so now I feel like I have to be like, well, it's not like on the same scope of Game of Thrones, but that's always what I'm like, okay, Game of Thrones is like a high fantasy.
Yes.
That's like how I try to get them to like see what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what I should have said, but I know what you mean.
Well, I'm so glad. It's perfect. JC says, I totally get that. My friends aren't writers, so they never get it when I don't answer their call because I was writing on a live stream. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I get calls and texts and stuff, and my friends are like, why didn't you respond sooner? And I was like, dude, I'm busy.
Right. Writer.
I know. I'm like, all right. Thanks, guys. So glad you're aware of what's going on in my life.
Right.
Viv said you can just make the videos and talk about it and just edit it out after you announce the pregnancy. You can make out all the times that's a cute idea.
I love that.
All the times I almost told you I was pregnant. That's funny. Oh,
that's great. Genius.
I love that. Gio says the AuthorTube community is absolutely amazing. I also like that we are so accepting no matter what age we are, because I was very nervous I would be excluded because of my age. Absolutely not.
We love everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
And like, I try not to even, these aren't like writing sprints, but really these are like productivity sprints or whatever. And even if you choose not to be productive, that's entirely up to you.
Oh yeah.
Like I have totally joined live streams before and just like watched Netflix during the sprints and then just like hung out during like the talking part.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just like, I just want to be around other people who are interested in the same things, even if I'm not like writing. I feel like sometimes people like are like, oh no, I didn't get any writing done. And I'm like, okay, good for you. Like you're here with us, which is awesome.
Right. Like I just love the company. You don't have to sit and write with me.
Oh yeah. It's like, it is what it is. It's just really fun.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
JC says, yes, I love tag videos, so I can't wait to see it.
I love them too. Diane
said, hello, my sweet golden loves. Hey. Gio said, okay, I might just film the tagged video right now. Awesome.
Yes.
I get that. Or when I say I can't go out because I have other plans, and the other plans means I am like working on my book. Mm-hmm. That's like the hard part, is that I feel like when people ask me what I'm doing, like if I have any plans for the day, I can say writing, but then people think that that's like flexible when it really should not be.
Yes. Or like writing like streams, like it's really not flexible. Like between these times, this is what I'm doing.
Oh, I know. Okay. I think that's so funny. I streamed a couple times like at home or at like my parents' house. And I'm like, okay, guys, you have to be quiet for these 2 hours. And then of course they're like, yeah, no, we'll make sure that we're done. And then it's like 5 or 10 minutes into it and they're like upstairs and like the blender's on, the vacuum's running, and it's like, guys, that's not what we talked about.
Yes. That's why I bought a fan, and I always feel bad because I feel like you can hear it in my streams, but it's like the best fan in the world, and I have to turn it on to like tune them out. No one has said that they've heard anybody in my live streams. So I'm like, okay, good, but I have a fan and I have to turn that on to drown them out because they're so loud. Like,
that's, yeah,
so I feel it. I totally feel it.
To my recollection, I don't think I've heard the background of your streams either. So you've done a really good job.
Really? Okay, yes. Because that's one thing that like really bothers me is like, well, I mean, it's hard for me to stop it, but I'm just like, please. I know y'all weren't quiet when I was even studying for final exams in college, but can we please be quiet when I'm doing a live stream? Yeah, I know. Living with other people can really suck sometimes. It's a little stressful, yeah. But I love them. So yes. Well, that's what's important. Right. As long as you can forgive them at the end of the day, it's fine. Yes. I know that it's not them, but I'm not quiet when I do my live streams and everybody's sleeping. So I'm like, hey. Going through the kitchen, hitting pots and pans. That totally reminded me of the Vine that's like, whatever, like, y'all aren't gonna sleep because of me. Yeah. Yes. Payback.
Yes.
Turning on all the lights.
Oh, absolutely.
That might
Just, yeah.
yeah.
Being the most obnoxious.
Oh yeah. At 2 a.m.
Oh, well, of course. Like, when else would you do it?
Right. Yeah. That's so funny.
JC says, I always feel like there are some of you author tubers who are like YouTube celebrities, lol.
Oh, thanks. That is precious.
I feel so
that.
cool.
I love that. And it's so true. Sarah's awesome.
Okay, well, thank you. Thanks,
Yes.
guys. I appreciate that. That's just really sweet.
It is, yes. Very sweet.
That's hilarious. What was that too?
Oh, what did we miss?
To Viv. Oh, all the times I almost told you I was pregnant. Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yes.
I would so watch that.
I would too. That's awesome.
Yes. JC says, right, I get such dirty looks, lol, like, you would rather be writing than hang out. And I'm like, yes. Yes, I would. Sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Yes.
That is too real.
Yes. I feel that.
D says, when you finish your book, they will be so impressed. True. How do they think that books get finished? Wow. Just spitting truth over there. Like, that is...
Yes. It's not going to write itself.
Yeah. Which is like the other thing. Like, people are like, oh, are you done with that yet? I'm like, this is not like writing an essay for school. This is like an intensive process. This is something I actually edit. Like,
yes. My novel, baby. Like, back off.
yeah, I'm like, this is gonna be like high quality. Hopefully, oh dear God, I don't know if I can say that. It's gonna be like, hopefully, it's gonna be like at least okay. I'm sure people are gonna be out there who are not going to enjoy it, but like, it's going to be something that I'm proud of putting out. That's gonna take time.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, and like, that's my thing. And I feel like I talked about this in one of my videos. If not, it got edited out and I filmed it. But where I was like,
did talk about it. It's just my not video.
Yes. Where like I would prefer like quality over quantity. Like at this point, I know like it's going to take me several years to make something of quality versus, writing something and then editing it once and then sending it out to the world. Because that's not how I am. So I would prefer to take my time, edit it. Like I don't have deadlines. So because I just write for fun.
Totally.
So yeah, if that makes sense. Like I would like you, I would prefer to write something of quality or something that I feel is quality.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to be happy with what you're putting out.
Right. And I mean, as long as you're happy and you're excited, then that's really all that matters.
Yeah, totally. Alexis says, I'm writing a fantasy world apocalyptic theme. It is a weird mixture, but I like it. That sounds awesome.
That is awesome. I love that.
That's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Hudson says, my family is good at being quiet, but everyone decides to use the Wi-Fi, making it harder to stream. Well, at least they're quiet, but it's never exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm. Feel that.
Sage. I always hesitate when I see the name because I'm pretty sure it's Sage, but I have to, double check in my brain.
Same. I don't want to be offensive.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I don't want to be if it's somebody else.
Right.
Sage says, I totally disappeared to make dinner, but this is your scheduled reminder to stretch, hydrate, back of your work. Everybody listen to our internet parent.
I love Sage.
She's great.
Yes.
Nina asked about pen names. What do you guys want to use as a pen name for your works, your real names, or a pen name?
I really feel like it's a personal preference. So I think if you use like your real name, that's totally fine. But if you use a pen name, that's totally fine. I mean, if you want people to search for you and type in your name and all of your personal information comes up as well, I mean, that's something you would have to consider if you use your real name. But I do know, I've never traditionally published, but based off of what I've heard some other people say with traditionally publishing, or maybe even self-publishing, using a pen name, you just have to make sure you get your real name and your pen name correct. But like there are certain lines for certain things. I'm not 100% sure because I've never done any of that. But does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
someone, and I don't want to say like their name because they go under a pen name, but they've self-published, but their last name is different, but their first name's the same. So I guess they just want to make sure that all the documents, like they want to keep their personal last name separate. So like we don't know it. Totally fine. So like what's actually published. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I explained that really bad.
Yes. And I also understand that in like, I think it's mostly traditional publishing, but if you want to publish under like multiple genres, it's kind of hard to do that under one name. And so sometimes people will write under multiple names, whether it's pen names or a real name in pen names or something, but like just so they can write in multiple genres.
Definitely.
So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm not that far yet.
Same. But I do know that some people say it depends on the genre too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a name, but you're writing romance, some people or like erotica or something, mm-hmm. you kind of want a name like Danielle Steele. Like you kind of want something like that.
Yep.
But if you saw Danielle Steele on like Lord of the Rings.
Right. It kind of has to fit the genre.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yes.
Which is like kind of fun. I've like just like kind of brainstormed pen names and stuff, just kind of like as a fun thing. It's really fun to like see what you can come up with that like hasn't already been taken.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the hardest part is finding a name that's not taken, but it still fits in the genre.
Right. And that's kind of hard, but they're still out there. Not everything has been taken. It's just, it's kind of like a fun thing to brainstorm.
Absolutely.
Viv, yeah, that was my vine. Such a good one. Ooh, Grape Fry has joined us. Hey.
It has been such a long time since I've seen you. I hope that you've been well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
I'm seeing you around here.
Yes. Thank you so much for popping in.
Alexis says they're going to be using a pen name. Hello. This is not like writing. This is not like writing an essay for school. This is something I actually care about. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't because you're so right.
I know. It's like I wouldn't have said it. Right. Yeah. I have to care about it. Like this is something that I find like so deeply fascinating and that I love doing. Like I can't just like BS it and just be like, I'm assuming that you had like teachers and stuff that are like, all right, you need to have like a rough draft done by now. Like make sure that you edit it and go back over, like edit, revise, rewrite parts that you need to, and then turn in like the final draft. It's like, no, I'd read it like a night or two before and then just like turn it in. And I would always do fine.
Yes.
Sorry, something that I got very mad about in school and apparently I'm not over is it would not matter if I spent like 2 hours on a paper or like 12 hours on a paper. Like if I wrote a rough draft or if I like went through and edited it a bunch, I would consistently get B pluses.
Right. So like
it's really don't care.
Exactly. And like school papers.
Yeah.
Like to me, like the few like the professors and the teachers that I had, I don't feel like they necessarily like judge the quality of it. They were just like, okay, well, who is it? Like, who's the student writing it? Oh, okay. Well, I usually kind of like their work. So, and then it's kind of based off of how you've been graded on the first few.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. I was just, and it's like so subjective. It's all personal taste. And like after I figured out that I could get the same exact grade with not editing versus editing, I'm like, well, of course I'm going to save my time and then work on the things that I like actually enjoy doing.
Yes. And that actually happened. That's like a perfect point. My brother had taken a class in college, but the professor wanted them to write a topic. Can't even remember what the topic was because this was like 5 years ago. But it was a controversial topic. But the professor wanted it to be like that because he wanted to see other people's opinions. But he was on the other side that a lot of the students weren't really on. So like the papers were graded poorly, and he was like, you guys need to write better. But you were being biased because you didn't agree with it. Like, you shouldn't have graded it based off of whether you believe me or not. Like, you should base it off of like the topic you gave us and how I presented my paper.
Yeah.
Like, of course I was going to get a C if you didn't like the topic. Like,
yeah. I just am so grateful I'm not in school anymore.
Oh, me too. Me too. Oh my gosh.
It was such a relief.
Yes. Yes.
Stephanie said, I love my name, so I'd rather not use a pen name just because I really love my name. I agree. I just, when you just like have a good name, it's just like, I want to use it.
Yes.
Sage says, I use my real name for my poetry and contemporary fiction and 2 separate pen names for romance and dark fantasy / horror-ish stuff. That's part of why I rebranded my channel. Oh, cool. Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, Sage even has a video on pen names, why you might want one, and ideas on choosing one. Very cool. Stephanie says, I might just use my initials, SJP. Those are good initials, though. Like, that's a good.
They look really, like, awesome together, too.
Yeah, it looks very, like, powerful.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do, too. Although Stephanie Jean is gorgeous.
Yes, it is. Be prepared. Be prepared to be compared. Be prepared to be compared to the famous SJP, although I suppose that could work to your advantage. Do I need to look up who that is? Should I know who it is?
I don't know who it is either, so I'll look it up to you later.
Okay. I will have to Google that. Alexis says, I have to go. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you around again. Sage says also Hulk smash that like button if you haven't already. That's right. I'm sorry. I don't know why words are so hard. Liking the video really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So if you have not already, I would really appreciate it.
Definitely.
Okay, we're almost caught up again. I think we should do like one more sprint. I'm
down with that.
If you all want to let us know how long you want to go, we can get to that soon.
For sure.
I wanted to use NM King, but I just Googled it, and apparently NM King's textbooks. Oh, no.
Oh, thanks.
That's really funny.
That is funny.
I'm so sorry. Grape Fry said, I never did first drafts, only final drafts, and I almost always got A's. The only time the first draft was required, I physically couldn't bring myself to do it. That was the first time I got a C on a paper.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
I don't know if you guys ever saw that meme, but it's like a teacher like standing up at there's like a chalkboard behind her, and she's like this, and she's like, this isn't some paper that you guys can write the night before. And then there's another picture and it's of a writer and it's like challenge accepted or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that. It's so true.
Right. It's like, I know I've had this for like 2 months, but I can't write it. Like, I can't write 6 drafts of a 2-page paper. That's just absurd.
And so like unnecessary.
Right. So
Okay,
unnecessary.
this comment is funny. Professors really be like, you can't write this the night before and expect a good grade and then make you write an essay in 2 hours for a final. That is, yeah. I
Yes.
think we're just going to leave that there because it's true.
Such a great point, Viv. Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Teachers are there to teach you how to think, not to teach people what to think.
Yeah.
Yes, but some of them don't do a great job.
Right. Right.
Dee says going to head off for bed. Anyways, thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, Dee.
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
you're right. SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, okay.
You're right. I should have gotten that. It's fine.
Didn't even think.
No. All right, that's fine. Okay, let's talk times. I'm kind of thinking like another 25-minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
Great, easy. Excellent.
Simple.
So simple. Love that. Alrighty, we're going to be starting this stream in 3, 2, 1. I have to click back over to it. Happy productivity, everyone. Okay, it's time. That was 25 minutes. And that go away. Awesome. So how did you do? What'd you get up to?
I finished outlining all of book 1.
Wait, like you finished during that sprint?
Yes,
Dude.
I finished the whole outline of book 1. Not like starting and finished, but
Oh, I know. Like, yeah. No, but you finished it. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. So I started the first, because I'm doing that 3-act, 9-block, 27 chapter structure.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. I love it. But I started book 2 and I put the first chapter of act 1. Look, I'm like so excited. I can't get my words. But I started that and then I was like, I usually like to kind of do the ending first and then work backwards to find the beginning. So I just had to put the 1 point there and I was like, okay, we're just going to stare at this document because we just finished outline of book 1. So, oh my God.
That is, dude, good for you. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome.
It took a week.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. It took me 2 months to reread my book. Like that's incredible. An outline in a week seems like, I don't know how intensively you were going, but that seems intense. I mean, like, did you have ideas for it and everything beforehand and you were just writing it down? Or was this also like ideas happening?
So for the first 11 days of October, I did nothing but get my ideas down. So word vomit in a document for brainstorming. And I did research and everything. And then on the 11th of October, which was the Sunday, I started outlining. So I think I did, not gonna lie, I think I did a couple of the blocks a little before I wanted to, but I was like, I'm gonna do it now because I want to, and it's keep me on track for the rest of the month. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Whew. But it is very bare bones. Like it's very skeleton. There's like no world building or anything because I'm just gonna write the book and let it create itself.
Sure, absolutely.
We'll go from there.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome.
So I'm sorry. Anyways, how did you do? Enough about this.
I made more food because I was hungry, and then I'm trying to figure out there's a couple of mountain ranges in my book, and I cannot figure out what I want to name them. But that's what I was working on.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you do any like Pinterest searching or Googling?
It was kind of more like Googling certain words that I associate with these mountain ranges and then trying to like look up those words in different languages and seeing if I like liked anything.
Oh.
There's like a couple that are good, but like none of them go well enough together, if that makes sense.
Okay. That makes sense.
There's 2 mountain ranges and like I found really good like individual names, but like I can't have 2 completely different names for 2 mountain ranges that are like sort of in the same area-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So that's what I was working on.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's fun. It's still productivity.
It is. And it's like, it's really fun to kind of just have like a laid back approach to now, like, what do I want to call this thing kind of? And I'm sure, I mean, like it can totally change later, but like we're getting to draft 3. So like things need names.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm really bad at actually naming things. So
oh my, okay, so me too. So when you're like you don't have a name for something and you're like you don't spend hours, saying whatever, how do you tell yourself like this is what you mean just to like keep the story going? Like what words or
as in, okay. when I don't have a name for a character,
Yeah.
I usually have like something that I call that character. Like for this book, I had a character who was a sibling, but she was the oldest sibling, and so it was OS in all caps. It was just capital OS for older sister. And that is like how I know that's like in place of a name. So then I could just like search the document and replace all of the capital OS's with whatever her future name was going to be.
Okay.
And so that's what I do for that. And then if I'm like getting stuck and I just like don't know what to put in, then I like put in like a bracketed portion of like, here's roughly what needs to happen. And then like, I just keep going like after that. So then I supposedly go back and fill those things in.
Okay, cool. I was just curious. That's similar to how I do it. Like if my character has a horse, I have no idea what the horse's name is going to be. We're not spending time,
Oh, of course.
So it's just horse or like Brina's horse and move on.
Yep. Totally. I totally agree.
I was just curious how you did that. Like if you didn't have a character name or the name of something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do the same kind of thing with like horse. Like it's very straightforward. I love it.
Right. Because I don't want to say too much and then I like take the words away and it takes away the word count.
I so feel that. So feel that.
Awesome.
But that's like one of the other things with like people asking if they can like read my book and stuff. And they're like, oh, but it's not the rough draft anymore. I'm like, you would not potentially understand because like things don't have names. So like in your brain, like in my brain, I know what's happening. Like in your brain, you don't know what's happening. So like you need to wait a couple more drafts before you can read this.
Yes. I understand you.
Yes. Stephanie had to head out. I don't know if she's still here or not, but thank you so much for joining us. It said, I need to go take a nap and make sure to vote if you can, if you're in the US. Absolutely.
For sure.
Lizzie says, just stopping by to say, hey, hello.
Hi.
Sage says, time for bed. Thanks for the stream, my darlings. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you so much, Sage.
Yes.
Geo responded to some emails, opened my document and started writing, watched some clips from Anne of Green Gables for some inspiration. Nice.
Love it.
And then you were getting congratulations left and right.
Oh, that's what I love about community. Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's so cool that you got that done.
I got to keep moving because I have to outline the whole trilogy this month.
You still have plenty of time. You still have like half a month left. You're good. You're good.
Oh, yeah.
No pressure.
Thank you.
Sarah, did I tell you that there's a character in one of my projects named after you? Oh, that's funny. That has your spirit and kindness. Cute.
Oh, that is precious. Well, thank you, Geo. I'm so glad that my kindness and my spirit is seen because I try and we all should be kind and happy spirits. So
yes,
I'm glad I agree. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's so sweet, Geo.
Grape Fry says naming things is my favorite part, but I'm bad at titles.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Feel that.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Viv says, I totally changed the names of my main characters in the excerpt I submitted to workshop with my friends literally 5 minutes before I submitted it. That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, and then said, I might ask at the workshop which set of names they like the best. That's a good idea, actually.
Ooh, you should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nina said names can be really hard, whether it's characters, settings, or anything else. I'm really indecisive because it sounds good at first, and then after a while I change my mind. Yes. Absolutely.
It's so funny. I was Zooming with Hudson, and I don't know if Hudson's still here or not, but I won't reveal too much, Hudson, I swear. But we were talking, and I was telling her about Project Wolf Warrior, and I was telling her my main character's name, and it's Elwyn. Olwyn. And she was like, That is so similar to my character's name. Hers is like 2 letters different, but it still ends in win. It's just like starts with an E and there's like a couple of other letters. And we were like, stop it.
And that's so cool though.
It was so funny. We were like, what? Because we had no idea. And then when we kept talking about our stories, then we kept getting our main characters mixed up. And then I was like, I don't know who my main character's name is anymore. It was funny.
That is really funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Gio says, I think I've changed my lead character's names for Erie's like about 10 times. It's not good. That's really funny.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to try and avoid while I was like writing it, because I didn't want to fall in love with a name that no longer fit the characters when I was done writing.
Yes.
So that's why I like waited, but now I'm here and I'm like, well, shoot, now I actually have to try and name them.
Okay. Yep. I feel that.
Revlin says, hello, this is my first time with you. Nice to meet you. Hi, welcome.
Welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. The character's name is Azarak Lebrat, and Autumn, the character inspired by you, is Cardinal Cordonia. I love the name Cardinal Cordonia. That's really pretty.
That is pretty. I like it.
I have 3 characters from different stories. Erwin, Errol, and Irvin. They're all the same name. That's so funny.
I love it. Say that 6 times fast.
Yeah, no, I can't. Viv said you guys can vote too. The first version is Emma and Dario, and the second one is Amelia and Max.
I love the. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask what the genre and stuff was, because I think that matters.
That's a good point. I was going to say, I love the name Emma, but I always feel like it's a little overused.
Yes. Which sucks. And so like Amelia is really pretty.
And I love the way it's spelled. It stands out.
Totally.
But yeah, I do think genre matters.
Mm-hmm. Genre does matter, but like this might be totally throwing you off, Viv, and you so do not need to listen to me, but like, what about like Amelia and Dario? Like, what about like that? Or like if it's super contemporary, then maybe like Emma and Max. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because I really like Dario too.
Yeah.
It's very unique. Oh.
The genre is fantasy based in colonial Mexico. And ship names are welcomed too.
Then I feel like I have to agree with what Sarah said. You kind of said this, but I'm definitely going to go out and I'm going to say that I like Amelia and Dario.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. Especially. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, especially after you just said that it's a fantasy based kind of on the colonial Mexico, I feel like those names are really, really great for that story.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Would you like to add anything?
No idea what I was going to say. It was kind of like a tangent though. It wasn't gonna make much sense, I don't think.
Okay.
I like Amelia and Max. Gio said, just off the top of your head, pick team. Was that Roy?
Roy
or Team Wilder? Wilder.
Mm-hmm. Just because, one, I can pronounce it, and then 2, it just reminds me of like Wild and Crazy. So
yeah, and so I'm like, okay, like I don't know, it could be kind of like a bad boy almost. Like I was kind of getting a little bit of that, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm here for it.
Same. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
JC is with us. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And so is Grape Fry.
And Grape Fry.
Ooh, ship name, Amario. That's kind of fun. I like that.
I do too.
Or D'Amelia.
Yeah.
D'Amelio a little bit too much.
Mhm.
That's funny.
I love it.
Okay. Well, with that, good luck with naming things, you guys.
Yes.
I think that's going to be it from us today. Don't forget to check out Autumn's channel down in the description box below. She's awesome. Make sure you go check her out, and we will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.
Bye.